Today's video is sponsored by PUBG Mobile. In the game PUBG, the supply crates are full of all sorts of goodies, ammo, med kits, and other accessories. Well, today we're gonna try building a miniature supply crate, stuffing it full of loot, and then dropping it from a couple hundred feet out of a drone. The crate we're building, I'm gonna shoot for approximately 1 foot cubed. In fact, it'll end up being a little bit bigger than that because the main box will be 1 foot, and then we'll have little bits of extra trim on the outsides trying to make it look more like the one in the game. But to start out, we've got these boards about 1/4 of an inch thick, and we need to cut out some 1 foot squares. I've got a bunch of squares cut, and I also have this 1x2 board that I ripped down the middle. We're gonna cut 4 1 foot lengths off of this, and we're gonna use that as sort of the corner supports to hold our cube together. We're using wood glue and some finishing nails to just hold this all together, and these nails are not long enough to go through the wood into the table. I promise. We've got 5 sides of our box, and it is feeling pretty sturdy. Now we need to add a lid. However, I want to be able to remove this lid without destroying the box. This isn't a crate that you actually are going to need a pry bar to take apart, and so the mechanism that's going to hold this on will be a little bit different. We're just going to have 4 little pieces of wood on the sides that will just fit really snug down into there. So the lid will hold itself on, but if you try and lift it off, it should come off fairly easily. Lid holds itself on, but not so tightly that you can't just lift it off. Now, the supply crates in PUBG are not smooth walled, and I think they're actually made of metal, and while ours is made of wood, we are going to try and match the look a little bit. They have sort of a bumpy pattern along each side, and so what we're going to do is take 5 strips of our thinner wood that all fit along the side, and then we're going to taper them so that they give the sort of in and out look that we have in the game. These aren't currently attached yet because we want to wait for the spacing until we have some side pieces on as well, but here's what those are going to look like, giving us that corrugated effect. Now we need the sides, and those are going to be a little bit thicker. We're going to do those 2 layers thick because they stick out farther than these corrugations. So we're going to cut off some more thin strips. We're going to glue 2 strips together to get that thickness, and then we're going to bevel one side so we can get 2 of them to match up at the corners nicely. We want to attach those to all 4 corners of our crate. With our corner pieces attached, we can now go about spacing out the side bars. Our crate is really starting to take on the look that I was hoping for. We've got the high edges, we've got the corrugation in the middle, we've got top and bottom rims on everything. I'm liking it. One more addition we do need to make is that there are these little corner pieces that go over every one of these angles. So I've made 16 of those just out of some scrap pieces, and we're just gonna glue and nail those in place. That is looking like a crate. Now we need to do some painting to get it to match. In the game, these are sort of a faded red color. So we've got faded red paint, although first we're gonna use a little bit of wood putty and then some primer. The supply crates are not just a wooden box, they also have what appears to be a blue tarp over them, as well as some black straps wrapping around the whole thing. So this board here is about the size of our lid, and we just need to leave enough extra space on the sides that we can get the hanging over folded look that we're going for. That shouldn't actually take too much. However, every picture I've seen of the crate does make it look like there's no finished edge on the tarp, or at least not much. There's no grommets or anything like that. So we are just gonna go for bare tarp, something where there's no finishing or seams or grommets on it. It is time to turn this supply crate into a crate full of supplies. So what we've gone and done is we have a bunch of PUBG t-shirts, and these are gonna go in the supply crate. And then assuming that everything works, assuming this thing survives being dropped, as we hope it will, we're gonna send the crate and the shirts to one lucky fan. Before I throw t-shirts in, one more thing I'm gonna do, I am gonna sign this bad boy, put some time and effort into it. With our crate all loaded up with goodies, we can now put our tarp over it and wrap some straps around it. We've got ourselves some webbing here, and we need 2 bands going each direction, so 4 bands total. Our PUBG Supply Crate, our airdrop is built, and that thing is looking great. That looks just like the one in the game, in my opinion. Although, of course, much smaller, can't fit. We're doing a mini version, and that looks like a mini version of the crate. Now it needs a parachute, and we're gonna use the same design and materials that Grant showed you how to use in a previous video of how to make the parachute for the sky balls. So we're gonna be using the same materials, that dollar store tablecloth plastic, although it's gonna be quite a bit bigger because this thing weighs about 7.5 pounds, 3.38 kilos. So we are going to need a bit more strength on our parachute. Here is my thought. I'm pretty sure that even this piece, if I were to cut a square this wide, I'm pretty sure that would still be too small of a parachute. I want bigger than that. In fact, I want 4 times bigger than that. So I'm gonna take 2 of these pieces, tape them together lengthwise, and then make a square out of that. So it's gonna be a big old parachute. This table's not big enough.
Random fact, by the 5th day after D-Day, 104,428 tons of supplies had been dropped on the beaches of Normandy.
Let's do a quick test, which will involve me holding these strings and running, see if this parachute inflates. Well, I'd say it's parachuting pretty good. We'll just have to see how well it works when we're actually hanging a box from it and dropping it off a drone. There's a slight chance the box is just gonna hit the ground and the parachute won't open. That'd be exciting too. The 4 cords attaching to our parachute will be connected to this swivel hook, and now we need to attach the swivel hook onto the box. We're going to do that using some elastic, and hopefully that will give a little bit of give if the parachute catches really suddenly. Now we're going to have an additional strand of paracord attached to this hook and then extend sort of up in between these cords all the way through our parachute, and then out the top we'll have a very tiny hole, and we're just going to fit our paracord with a loop through that, and that's what we're going to use to attach it to our drone. Hopefully by doing that, we'll keep the parachute away from any of the dangerous parts of the drone. It won't get in the blades or anything like that. It just seems like that might be a good way to do it. Have the crate hanging below the parachute, lift it up, drop it. Obviously a real supply drop parachute is gonna have its own bag and it's gonna pop open, but we're not making that official of a replica here. PUBG Mobile, if you're not familiar with it, it's a battle royale game, which means it's you versus everyone else out there. You can play with teammates, but it's a small little squad of up to 4 people. So you just go around, you grab weapons, vehicles, armor, supplies, and you just try and beat everyone else out there. It's last man or last squad standing. So you've played PUBG for a while, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite game, actually.
Have you played it on any other platform?
Yeah, I've actually played it on Xbox. I prefer the mobile version a little bit better. I'm much better at the controls on mobile than I am on Xbox.
I'm playing as a very, very new player right now, but I mean, controls seem pretty simple to get used to.
Yeah, I think it's really intuitive. You can pick it up really fast. Like, I played this with people who have never played this style of game before, and they picked it up really quick.
You can customize the controls quite a bit too.
Yeah, you can. You can move around all the sights and your shoot button or pickup button or your
just kind of
jump
right
button.
where you want your thumbs
exactly
to be.
where you want it. Yeah,
that's good. So the game's got some pretty realistic, high-end, top-of-the-line graphics with Unreal Engine controlling everything.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. You can totally tell that there's a lot of detail in the graphics and the rendering that's going on.
You suggested when I started playing that I use some nice headphones because it's got like good audio built into it and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah, so it's actually a way better experience having headphones while playing this game because you can hear where people are around you.
The sound is brought to you with true 3D audio, 7.1 channels, so you hear stuff just all around you. We're playing on one map now. How many maps are there?
There's 3 maps, and they're really big, and they have a lot of detail.
The game has a variety of different modes available, including some faster-paced arcade modes, and those include War Mode, Mini Zone, Sniper Training, and Quick Matches. Guys, join over 100 million players currently playing PUBG Mobile. The game is completely free to play. The download link is in the description below.
And we died.
Oh.
That was pretty cool. We did good.
We've got our crate, we've got our giant drone, and now we're gonna see what happens if we pick this thing up and drop it. Hopefully the parachute will open and it will glide gently to the ground. If that parachute doesn't work, then we are going to have a red crate-shaped missile headed toward the ground, and I just hope it looks cool when it explodes. We're away! All right, hitting the switch. 3, 2, 1. It opened! It's still coming in pretty quick, but it opened. I'm going for it. Woo! Woo! Supply crate found. Intact and everything. GoPro attached. GoPro attached. Parachute not 100% destroyed. Woo! Success! Oh, I think it's even windier than last time. Oh! Parachute's struggling a little bit. Oh, it's coming down hard! Ah! That stayed intact. Whew! Well, that had some force coming down, but I think the box is okay. The parachute is not so okay. Our parachute has suffered, I'm gonna call that critical failure. This string is not really attached to much anymore. I'm not sure if that happened before or after we dropped it. But the box, I think the box survived all right. I'm gonna say means I built it well. Very cool. So one very successful drop and one semi-successful drop that did not completely destroy it, so I'm calling that a win. And we are now doing a giveaway. We have filled this thing with some loot and we're gonna be sending it to one lucky winner. Check the link in the description for details. Guys, thanks for watching, but that's not all. We've got more for you to see. That box up at the top will transport you directly to our last video. You should go check that out. The other box will show you what YouTube thinks you should be watching next. And if you aren't a subscriber, just hit this bomb to get in the club. Don't forget to ring that bell and we will see you in the next one. Talk to you then.